America's strong. The little boy, his new heart.
Bogart!
Wow.
Hit the car!
And his dad's best Father's Day ever.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Cecilia Vega, in for Tom Llamas. We begin tonight with breaking news overseas. For the first time, a U.S. fighter jet has shot down a Syrian warplane. The details are just coming in. The Pentagon says the strike was in response to the Syrian government's bombing of U.S.-backed forces in the northern part of that country. We want to get right away to retired Colonel and ABC News contributor Steve Gagnier joining us in Washington tonight. Steve, the Pentagon says this was in self-defense.
Well, Cecilia, what happened was the pro-regime, the pro-Syrian Army and Air Force was attacking the Syrian Democratic Front, which the U.S. supports. The U.S. got on the hotline to the Russians, told them to knock it off, stop attacking the SDF, and shortly thereafter, the U.S. watched as an Su-22 attack aircraft, a Syrian aircraft, once again bombed the SDF. At that point, the U.S. cleared the U.S. Navy aircraft to fire, and for the first time in almost 20 years, the U.S. has scored an air-to-air kill against a Syrian aircraft. Okay,
but this has the potential to seriously escalate the conflict in that region, right?
That's true. The Russians and the Syrians have been pushing and pushing and pushing the limits against the U.S. in the skies over Syria for a long time now. The U.S. finally pushed back. Best case, this sets some limits and it gets actually safer over Syria. Worst case, Mr. Putin accelerates this and turns it into a confrontation or a potential confrontation between U.S. and Russian military forces.
Okay, Steve, thank you. We'll be staying on top of this story throughout the evening. We want to turn next now to new questions about President Trump and that possible investigation into obstruction of justice. The president and his team sending mixed messages after he took to Twitter to confirm he's under investigation. Today, one of his lawyers is now contradicting the president, saying that he's not under investigation. Late today, the first family landing back at the White House after their first trip to Camp David. And now the clock is ticking for the Trump team to meet a congressional deadline to answer a major question. Are there recordings of the president's conversations inside the White House? Here's ABC's David Wright.
Tonight, the president, back from Camp David, is girding himself for another week of battle. His first tweet this morning, defiant. The Make America Great Again agenda is doing very well, despite the distraction of the witch hunt, he insisted. But on the Sunday shows, that so-called distraction took center stage.
He is infuriated, and legitimately, in my judgment, by this whole Russian baloney.
Now, Newt Gingrich and the president would like us to shut it down before it really is underway, and we are far closer to the beginning of the investigation than we are to the end.
The president's lawyer, making the rounds today, was at pains to correct the record about a presidential tweet that appeared to confirm he's facing an obstruction of justice investigation after his decision to fire FBI Director James Comey.
The president is not and has not been under investigation.
How do you know?
Because we've received no notice of investigation.
And yet, Trump's own tweet would seem to suggest otherwise. Quote, I'm being investigated for firing the FBI director by the man who told me to fire the FBI director. Witch hunt. Today, Trump's lawyer appeared to be unable to clear up the confusion.
And now he's being investigated by the Department of Justice.
You've now said that he is being investigated after saying that you didn't.
No.
You just said,
no, he's
sir,
not being investigated.
you just said that he's being investigated.
I do not appreciate you putting words in my mouth when I've been crystal clear that the president is not and has not been under investigation. I don't think I could be any clearer than that.
Well, you don't know that he's not under investigation again, sir. I mean,
I cannot read the mind. You're right, Chris. I can't read the mind of the special prosecutor.
Okay, so we're in agreement.
Despite growing concerns, the president may move to fire the special counsel and/or his bosses at the Justice Department. Republican Senator Marco Rubio insisted the investigation should run its course.
This is going to move forward. We're going to get the full truth out there. And I repeat, I believe that is the best thing that can happen for the president and for this administration.
And David Wright joins us now live from the White House. David, after President Trump seemed to suggest that there were recordings of some of his conversations inside the White House, now the White House is facing a deadline this week to prove it. So do we know how they'll respond?
Quite frankly, Cecilia, we have no idea. You'll remember the president started all the speculation about tapes with a tweet. The White House has refused to confirm or deny their existence. Well, the House Intelligence Committee called them on it, setting a deadline this Friday to produce any tapes or transcripts if they exist. Well, today the president's lawyer promised that he would have an announcement about tapes and transcripts sometime later this week. But the same lawyer made the same promise last week. Cecilia?
All eyes watching. Okay, David, thank you. We want to turn now to those new developments in that deadly collision between the USS Fitzgerald and a massive cargo ship. The Navy revealing today that several bodies of the 7 missing sailors have been recovered. Their ship virtually gutted as most of the crew slept, water flooding the cabins. Tonight, why no one detected the danger. Here's ABC's Matt Gutman.
Tonight, the horrifying final moments for those sailors aboard the USS Fitzgerald. The destroyer T-boned in the middle of the night, immediately flooding the cramped compartments where more than 100 of the crew sleep.
The water flow was tremendous, and so there wasn't a lot of time in those spaces that were open to the sea.
The Navy telling ABC News divers found several sailors in the flooded wreck and officially has called off the search for survivors.
They had to fight the ship to keep it above the surface, so it was traumatic.
One of the missing, Dakota Rigsby, his local fire department asking for thoughts and prayers. Braden Harden made a quick escape, his mother telling ABC News when the ship was nearly torn in half. He was one of hundreds heroically scrambling to keep the surging seawater from sinking the ship. The Navy saying it'll launch at least 2 investigations into what happened just outside Tokyo Harbor.
We're going to cooperate with all the stakeholders in this, especially the Japanese, but we'll get those answers.
Multiple maritime trackers show the ACX Crystal cargo ship making that giant U-turn just 25 minutes before colliding with the USS Fitzgerald. Still no response from the ship's owners after multiple requests from ABC News asking about that sharp turn, the company only saying it's cooperating with the investigation. The Navy saying there were watchmen on patrol that night as the 30,000-ton container ship's bulbous bow smashed directly into crew living quarters.
Cecilia, a sailor who'd spent years on the Fitzgerald, told me that in addition to patrol officers on the deck round the clock, the ship also has tactical watch officers monitoring its radar 24/7, making this collision all the more mystifying. Cecilia.
Okay, Matt, thank you. And want to stay overseas right now to Portugal tonight, the deadliest wildfire in that country's history. Massive flames killing more than 60 people. Some victims burned in their cars as the fire jumped the road. Soldiers from across Europe now joining hundreds of firefighters on the scene. ABC's Molly Hunter has the latest.
Tonight, more than 1,000 firefighters rushing to contain the massive blaze still raging. The wall of thick smoke and flames consuming everything in its path, overtaking these small mountainous towns in the middle of the night when residents tried to flee to the main road, trapped by flames.
Very quickly, that sort of people lost kind of control. The wind was just extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like it.
More than 60 killed in all. One road along the escape route turning into a death trap. At least 30 bodies found inside their vehicles. Drone footage showing row upon row of burnt cars. And on the ground, anguish. Among the victims, at least 4 small children. And the fear tonight as officials search the area, that toll could climb. The most tragic fire in Portuguese history caused by a severe heat wave, low humidity and lightning, creating the perfect conditions to burn.
With temperatures still over 100 degrees and forecast to stay there, fires are still burning. Another very difficult day lies ahead. Cecilia?
Just a tragic story. Molly, thank you. And there is a severe weather threat here at home, too. We are tracking several storms over the next 24 hours. Heavy rain and hail flooding reported in and around Kansas City, Missouri. More than 80 million people at risk of dangerous weather from the plains to New England and triple-digit heat in the West. Here's ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano.
Extreme weather punishing the heartland this weekend. Hard-hitting hail shattering this car windshield in Missouri. And in Kansas City, lightning tearing through the night sky as residents run for cover. Torrential rain and 70-mile-per-hour winds downing trees, swamping roadways, and knocking out power to over 80,000 homes. The same wave of storms unloading on Lincoln, Nebraska, with hail the size of tennis balls.
Wind, rain, stuff hitting the side of the vehicle.
Cars crushed, trees uprooted, this tractor trailer overturned. Meanwhile, the Southwest sizzling in the midst of a dangerous heat wave.
It's still too hot, even with the AC blowing.
American Airlines warning travelers that the extreme heat could ground flights out of Phoenix this week, with temperatures expected to hit 120 degrees.
120. So let's get right to Rob with the forecast. You're tracking a number of storms here.
Yeah, this cold front stretches from the Canadian border all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. We've had a severe thunderstorm watch out for parts of Pennsylvania and upstate New York, where we've had severe thunderstorm warnings in the last hour. Damaging winds, large hail, an isolated tornado all the way down to Little Rock tonight. This all squeezes to the east. And look at the highly populated D.C., Philly, New York to Boston corridor, Albany as well. Could see some severe supercells there tomorrow. Here's the extreme heat, 118 in Palm Springs, 118 in Phoenix. These numbers are approaching all-time records, and it looks like this heat will continue right through Wednesday or Thursday, so a dangerously long stretch, Cecilia.
All right, thanks, Rob, and happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you.
With all those temperatures outside, we want to turn to an invisible danger in the water. Two separate incidents in Ohio, a 19-year-old jumping into a lake to help his father, and in New Jersey, an 11-year-old girl was swimming with friends, both killed by electrical currents. ABC's Adrian Bankert here with the warning tonight.
Tonight, a New Jersey family mourning the loss of their 11-year-old daughter.
Female, electrocuted, unconscious, breathing.
The child and two friends were on an inflatable raft in a lagoon when two of them touched a metal rail that sent an electric shock. The 11-year-old dying at the hospital, her friends not hurt. This comes just one day after the sudden death of a 19-year-old from Ohio, electrocuted after he jumped into the water near a boat dock to save the family dog.
We don't want anybody swimming in a marina around a dock where there could be an electric service to that dock.
It is called electric shock drowning, usually caused by a short in the wiring of a dock, marina, or boat charging the water. Pools can be just as dangerous. These children in Florida touching the metal rail. This girl instantly goes limp. The man helping her also zapped. All survived. Several states now calling for changes, including circuit breakers near the water and for electrical outlets that shut down when there's a short or overload. There are also products that provide a shock alarm when there's electricity in the water.
To keep safe, experts say to inspect the electrical equipment at docks, boats, and marinas at least once a year. Cecilia?
Adrian, thank you. And we have some encouraging news tonight about Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise. Doctors upgrading his condition from critical to serious after he was shot last week during that attack on GOP congressional members. A Father's Day message today. He posted on his Twitter account thanking everyone for their support. And that shooting rampage playing an ugly role in a high-stakes congressional battle in Georgia. With just 2 days before voters head to the polls, a conservative group igniting outrage with their ad that links the Democratic candidate to the shooting of Steve Scalise. Here's ABC's Kenneth Moten.
Tonight, the final push in the most expensive congressional race in U.S. history. The tight battle for Georgia's 6th congressional district, seen as a potential indicator of things to come in the 2018 midterms.
It's time for some fresh leadership.
Democrat Jon Ossoff in the Atlanta suburbs ahead of Tuesday's special election.
We appreciate everything that you have done for us.
Against Republican Karen Handel, the two neck and neck in the traditionally GOP stronghold. This weekend, getting help from big political names. Georgia Congressman John Lewis for Ossoff.
He's committed and dedicated.
For Handel, Tom Price, who resigned the seat to become President Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary.
We've got to have a crazy high turnout for election on Tuesday for Karen Handel.
The two parties spending nearly $40 million on the race, which turned ugly this weekend. This disturbing ad from a fringe conservative PAC capitalizing on that mass shooting at a GOP baseball practice.
Now the unhinged left is endorsing and applauding shooting Republicans. When will it stop? It won't if Jon Ossoff wins on Tuesday.
The alleged gunman denounced the GOP candidate in a Facebook post before the attack. Handel's spokeswoman calling the ad disturbing and disgusting. Ossoff also calling the ad shameful, demanding it be pulled before Tuesday's election. Cecilia?
Kenneth, thank you. And there's still much more ahead on World News Tonight on this Sunday. A packed deck collapsing, the victims crashing to the ground, some of the injured forced to drive themselves to the hospital. And a terrifying moment when a wrong-way driver is headed your way. What happens next? This one is caught on dash cam. Plus, the event that has the Beehive buzzing tonight.
This is ABC World News Tonight, brought to you by Lyrica.